I was in high school, 12th grade, working a part-time job at a nearby elementary school. I was working about 3 hours, 5 days a week. And I had worked at this particular part-time job for about 2 months at the point of what I'm about to share with you. I was working as a janitor with a 5-man crew. 2 of the men I didn't really interact with much, but my immediate supervisor and the gentleman who was my field supervisor, I interact with pretty much. But my field supervisor, meaning the one who was out on the school grounds with me and training me and directing me, and I later found out had me doing a lot of his work, he was the one that I interacted with the most. And for the sake of this conversation, I'm going to call him John. I'm not going to use his real name. John, he looked to be late 20s, maybe early 30s. He was about 6'3", fair skin, very conservative looking in appearance, African American male. And he smoked weed a lot. I remember that. He would always smell like weed. But more than often, John would have me doing his assignments, meaning the assignments that our ultimate supervisor had given him, but I was new. Unbeknownst to me, he had me doing his assignments while he would go across the street. And right across the street from the school was this young lady that he was having an affair with. Not only was this John character fooling around a lot on the job and taking late lunches while I'm there covering and doing his work for him, but he would always give me that eye. And when I say that eye, it is that look that I am very well familiar with. That look men on a Downlow give those that they are interested in, that they are curious in some kind of way. It translates over. So one day I was in the janitorial closet filling up a bucket of water to mop the cafeteria floor. John comes in this small closet, big enough for about 2 people to move around comfortably. As I'm stooping down and filling the bucket with water, John begins to ask me questions about my assignments. Had I started working this or that? And then John began making small talk with me. And this is where he confirmed that he was, quote unquote, fucking some crackhead bitch across the street. This is exactly what he said. And he was telling me how good her pussy was. I'm just going to speak frankly. She had good pussy and that she knew where to get the good weed. And he thanked me for basically keeping everything going, you know, admiring my work ethic. So one thing led to another. I can't even remember how it got to the point of him saying that he has even fucked faggots. He said this, and I nervously laughed. Now keep in mind, back then I was very reserved. I was very non-confrontational, very quiet, really didn't say much of anything, and I had low self-esteem as well. So I'm just hearing him out, and I'm nodding my head, nervous laughter, very uncomfortable, but playing it off. And so when he said, yeah, I've even fucked some faggots in my life, I really chuckled nervously. I remember I was looking away, looking down, and he said, I know you think I'm crazy. I was like, oh, you okay, you okay? He was like, no, you think I'm crazy, you think I'm crazy. And I was like, you good? And it was really quiet for about 3 seconds until he said, you think I'm crazy? Look at this. He said, look. And I looked, and he had his penis out. He was rock hard, and he had it pointing in my direction as if he was inviting me to it. And I really shook my head and I started laughing very, very nervously. Now, when he saw that I was not receptive to the invite or the advance, he then put his penis back in his pants and he kind of laughed off. I'm going to leave you alone. I know you think I'm crazy, but good job, good job. I knew what this was all about. He was testing me. He was seeing how far he could go if I would go there with him. Now, check this out. It's even more interesting than that. John was married. And guess what? His wife was a kindergarten teacher in the same building that we worked in. Now, if that ain't some down low down shit right there, I don't know what is. And I remember thinking just how disgusting and trifling this man is. And I would see his wife. She was just the most sweetest, most beautiful young lady, having no freaking clue, none whatsoever. And she didn't know me. She knew of me, but she was always very kind, sweet, and polite, and always smiling. And there was always that part of me that just wanted to tell her. But again, I wasn't the person, nowhere near where I am now. The person I am today, oh yeah, I would have made her aware somehow, some way. I try to stay out of people's personal affairs. Even when I do readings, I tell people I don't read other people without their consent. And a lot of times I do readings and I get women who are clearly in situations like this, but instead of telling them this directly, I will teach them how to determine and figure the things out for themselves, because I don't want anyone coming back blaming me for a marriage that has failed and putting me in the middle of that mess. I'd rather empower and educate the woman and let her learn it for herself. So you guys have asked me to share more of my personal experiences with these Downlow guys. This was the first time an adult male, especially on a job, came at me outright and direct like that. There have been others. I told y'all I got stories. Now, if I can get this video and my other videos to really take root, I will talk more about my experiences. But until then, I'm going to get more into other social issues that matter to me, issues that I see as having a very negative impact on us in some kind of way, and as always, giving solutions and advice. All right, so that's it. I thank you very much for this time. Don't forget to share the videos, like and comment, and I'll see you the next time around.